IIT Kharagpur are privileged to be playing host to Mr. Shubhomoy Banerjee and Mr. Rajendra Awasthi, two of the co-founders of EPIK InDiFi. After a highly enriching session, we now have a few questions for both of you. So the first question is a basic one. What is the next phase of growth in the fintech industry?
So I think there are quite a few areas in which the fintech industry is going to actually grow, both from a technology standpoint and from a business model standpoint. We see, based on our experience, what we are seeing is that there is a lot of growth in the area of robotics, artificial intelligence, blockchain. So these are in technology areas which are going to have real growth. In terms of the business model, I think the API, shared API economy, the data privacy, models around, peer-to-peer lending, these are some of the areas which we think that is going to happen along with, enhancing the digital journey which is already underway.
I think just to add to what Shubha has said, as I have said in the class, the majority of the investment is going towards teaching the customer journey, right? Which is very intuitive, very user friendly, as well as the customer is feel good about it. I think the underlying technology is going to work for more and more of those customer journeys. That's one big area of growth.
Thank you, sir, for that answer. So now we have the next question, that is how to stay at the top of the game in an upcoming industry that is ever changing.
So I think that the game which is really changing is the technology. The banking is same. The only thing which is changing is the containers. So what payment, say 30 years back, used to happen by way of check on demand draft is happening by way of a phone pay or Paytm or UPI. So the containers are changing. The containers are changing because the technology is changing. So remain ahead of the game. I think we have to remain technologically aware and ahead on those terms. So for example, artificial intelligence or analytics is coming. How is that going to impact the whole, the banking as a business? If somebody picks up that and rides on it, that's the only way to remain ahead of the curve.
I mean, very similar. I think, like we discussed, earlier. The important thing is that it is because it is ever changing. So we also have to be very aware in terms of what kind of use cases we are going to use the same technology for, because it might be the same thing, but you could enhance the use cases. And the only real way to do that is that if you're closer to the customer, if you understand what's going on in the market, the technology background, etc., and then use all that knowledge to come up with solutions which make you stay ahead of the curve. Otherwise the curve is going to go on top of it.
Sir, and the next question is that, as you said in the session as well, that one size doesn't fit all. So what is your take on this, and how do you take up this challenge to provide customization to your customers?
So I think the one size doesn't fit all, I think is applicable in every walk of life. Okay. Banking in particular, because you may be offering a bank or a financial institution, for example, may be offering lending products. You may be offering to a retail customer, it will be offering to a SME, and it is offering to a corporate. All of that, right? The underlying product is lending, right? But the need of a retail customer vis-a-vis SME vis-a-vis the corporate is very different. What happens in terms of the technology, and how does the technology make it not fit one size all? Because of the technology and the analytics and the alternate data sources and the models which are available, you can actually define very customized products for individual customer segments. Not that, I think the way we are heading, I think we'll be able to design the product for individual customers. So that is what is important, the whole, the customization and customer experience. I think that's where the whole thing is heading.
Yeah. In addition to what Rajendra just said, I think if you look at, let's take a simple example that there are different market dynamics. If you look at the Western countries like Australia, where we have a lot of business, clearly over there we know that Apple and iOS has a very, very big market share. Whereas when we are operating in India as well, where Android has a very, very big market share. Now, both market dynamics are different. Ultimately, they're still mobile phones. So the onus has to be on the product creator to make the framework flexible enough that you can cater to different nuances of different regions, yet deliver the same customer experience. So whoever is able to do that in a way where you can give the control to the business and to the bank rather than we having to sit and code and customize everything, that is like a secret sauce. I mean, there's no science to it. It's a science plus art that you need to know what's happening in the marketplace to design your underlying infrastructure and your product the way we have done with our product Vanguard, to design it in such a flexible manner that it can cater to different nuances of the market. So hopefully that's the way to go forward.
Thank you, sir, for all those insights. One last question, sir. How was your experience interacting with the students of VGSoM, and what one message you would like to give to them?
So I will say that I think the group was very interactive and they were very engaged. I really like, I think, the depth of questioning they had. It's not just the superficial. I think some of them are really, really in-depth questioning. So I really enjoyed interacting with them and the whole session. The one message I would like to give to students, what I gave in the session, is all about learnability. How will the learnability make a difference in careers in next 20 years of your career? So keep it ahead of curve by always remain relevant by learning new things. That's my message to all of the students.
Yeah, for me it was a pleasure. I think it was very interactive, very enthusiastic, so which is good despite it being afternoon session. So that's doubly good in that sense. The message which I would like to give is that I think we have to, all the students should continue on the path of trying to explore what is out there, because many a times you don't know what are the things which are out there and what they could possibly be a very, very awesome opportunity for them in the future. So that's what we expect and hope that the leaders of tomorrow from this institute come out.
Thank you, sir, for interacting with us. It was a great experience. And all these insights and knowledge and your experience that you have shared with us will definitely help us in our journey.
Thank you. All the best.
Thank you.